Hello there, YouTube. This is Marcus, and today I'll be explaining what this YouTube channel is all about. This is Rip to Sew. Okay, it means reading English as phonetics to sound out words. Okay, so what we aim here is to sound out the English words into two different languages. Okay, so what languages are they? It's Filipino and Japanese. Okay, so first off, we have the writing system right here. Writing system. As you can see, it's probably the same. Yeah, it's the same for English and Filipino since we're using the alphabet system. Okay, so I'll show you the alphabet system for the English and Filipino. As you can see, we have there A to Z, which is also applicable for the Philippines. But for the Filipino, we originally use the abacada system, which is composed of aba, kada, gaha, ilama, nanga, o, para, sa, tauwaya, which is this one. Okay, if you can see this clearly, this is the abacada system, and we used symbols for it in the first or the first place. Okay, but then as you can see, it's kind of like the same as the alphabet. So we kind of like adapted okay the English writing system, which is the alphabet, and we have some missing sounds here. If you notice, it's like we have C, the letter C. We don't have the letter C there. The J, F, Q, V, X, and Z. So those are letters that we adopted. I highlighted Enye here, or yeah, and NG because these are additional letters that we added into our writing system in the Philippines since we have words like El Nino, La Nina, and we have words like Nang and ginang, which uses these two distinct symbols, which we adopted from the Spaniards when they colonized our country. So we have names and that use names and words that use these two symbols. Okay, so if we're going to translate or sound out, I mean, sorry about that. If we're going to sound out English words, I might use two renditions for the Philippines. If this first, okay, if the first won't do, I'll be using the new system. Okay, so I'll be um, explaining that later on. Okay, so here, let's continue. So that's it for the writing system of the Filipino and English. We have the alphabet, but in Japanese, okay, I know that some of you here already know what are the writing systems in Japanese. So we have three acceptable, and that is hiragana, kanji, and katakana. Romaji is like the romanization of the sounds. Okay, so um, what is the counterpart of this sound in English or the alphabet system? So that's it, and I won't be explaining that anymore since I do believe that if you're here watching this, you already have okay the what they call basic knowledge of the Filipino and the Japanese languages. If not, then you could read some from others. But in this video, I won't be like explaining that. So I underlined this the katakana system and the alphabet system since that's the two writing system that we're going to use. Alphabet system for the Filipino and for the Japanese we're going to use the katakana writing system. Okay, next we have the phonology and we're going to use also the syllables. Okay, so two at once. Okay, don't be confused. Okay, I'm going to explain it fast. In English, we have vowel sounds with or without consonants for syllables. Okay, syllables means how they cut the words. Okay, so in phonology, even though we have the same letter A right here, same letter A in this, but it and here, they sound different. Why? Because that's just how the the phonology of English is. So that's what makes it really confusing. And if you don't know the combination of the letters or how they really pronounce it, then you're really kind of lost. Okay, so um, is even though it's the same letter, it sounds different for every word. Okay, well, not for every word. I mean, there are a lot of phonology or sounds that each letter make. That's it. And then so just like here, we have name, which is different from apple. Apple, which is different from cat. Okay, they have different sounds. Okay, and that goes in with their phonology, and that's just how English is. Okay, that's how English works. So here in the Filipino and Japanese, I have highlighted them both. Okay, but first I'm going to explain the Filipino side. Okay, what we do is per symbol, we read them per symbol, just like here. Then vowel sound with or without consonants, which is this one, and then we read it as a whole. Okay, why do we do this? As I said, it's the syllables. This is how we cut words. This word is pronounced as asawa. If you're a man, this is your wife, and if you're a woman, this is your husband. So that is asawa in Filipino. Okay? So the letter A will always sound as a, even if it's at the end or at the beginning, at the end or at the middle, it will always sound as a. That's it for the Filipino. What you see is what you get, which is almost the same as for the Japanese. Okay? For the Japanese, here we have the hiragana symbol for a and the katakana symbol for a. If you see these symbols, it will always sound the same. Okay, sound as a. There are a few um sounds in Filipino and Japanese that are have different different sounds that they make even though you see the symbol. Okay, there are just some cases of it, but we'll be explaining them in another video, and they're just minimal. Okay, minimal. Most of the time what you see is what you get. Okay, now in the syllables in Japanese, what they do is per symbol. Okay, they read per symbol. So if this word, they go a, i, and then I. That's how they do it. But in Filipino, it's like the combination of the English syllables and the Japanese symbol, which is per symbol. So what we do is first, okay, um, read them or sound them per symbol, and then we group them, and then we say the exact or the complete word. So that's what we're going to follow here. Okay, first is we're going to determine how many syllables is the word in English, and then use the alphabet system and or the katakana system for the Japanese to sound out the word in English. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. That's why I highlighted them and underlined them. Okay, for Japanese, I do believe that if you want to learn English, Filipino is an additional language that you could learn. Okay, use them as a stepping stone. Since in Filipino we have the same writing system in English, and for the Filipino and the Japanese, we have the same phonology. Okay, what you see is what you get. What symbol you see will always sound the same. Okay, if you're a bit confused about what I'm saying here, I'm going to give you an example. Okay, so we have here is an object. Okay, two examples to be precise. But first, we're going to discuss the object. Okay, so we have here is cake, and that is how they sound it out, the phonology. Since it's one syllable means we don't need to cut it. It's one word. It goes straight. Okay, you say it as fast as you can. It's cake, cake. So that's it. In Filipino, we use this combination of sounds. We have k, y, k. So since it's one syllable, we read it as cake, cake, and that's cake. So as you can see, it almost sounds the same. So that's what we're aiming here. And then next we have the Japanese. The Japanese have this sound for cake, which is I think is the direct and acceptable translation of cake, which is keki, but it doesn't really sound right. Okay, what we're aiming here is to sound out the English word, to be fluent in that, and keep practicing and transform anything that is like sounds different. Okay, we can learn them, but by practicing and using these sounds as our base or foundation. Okay, so what we have here is the symbols in katakana. We have ke, I, ku. So you have to squeeze in these three sounds in one syllable. Okay. I know in Japanese that's how you really do it. It's ke, I, ku. No, what we're going to do is squeeze them all into one syllable. So what we're going to do is read them as fast as we can. Okay. So we have keiku, keiku, keiku. Okay. So it almost sounds the same. If you use that as your foundation, you'll be able to sound out the word cake. Next, we have Claudia or proper noun. It's a name of a person. So I didn't research the how the phonology of Claudia is because there are a lot of renditions of it. It's like Claudia, Claudia, Claudia. Okay, so there are different renditions of the name Claudia. So what I'm going to use is Claudia, Claudia. Okay, so we have two phonology, which is the clau, the first one, and the second phonology is ja. Okay, so it's like one sound for his and one sound for that. So two phonology. And as I said before, for the Filipino, if I can't use the original, I'll be using the adapted one, the second or the new generation of Filipino letters. So we have here is first what we're going to do is per symbol for the Filipino. We have k, l, a, w for the clow and d, y, a, ja. So when you read it, it's clow, ja. And for the new system, it's k, l, a, w. And we have j, a. So when you read it, it's clow, ja. Okay, so it almost sounds the same. Next, we have for the Japanese. It's really hard for the Japanese, but I know you have to practice this because what we're aiming is the English. Okay, so how they say it is what we're going to be marking here. So how many syllables? That's the first step, and then we have to squeeze those sounds into those syllables. Okay, so since we have two syllables, we have the sounds for ku, ra, u, and the second syllable is ja. So when you say it or say the name, it's kurau ja, kurau ja. Okay. So I don't know if that's how Japanese would say it, but it's almost getting there. As you can see, we don't have the L sound for the Japanese, and that's really how their writing system is. Okay. If I haven't explained that, here it is. For the sounds of the Japanese, they don't really have okay the letter L here. Those that are highlighted are sounds that is familiar or the same with the system that we use in Philippines, which is this. Okay, so those white ones are those sounds that are missing in Japanese. We have the L, okay, the complete L. They don't have it, and the complete V, they don't have it. So what we're going to do is use this. Okay, D and T will be like interchangeable. L and R, if there are missing sounds for those, I might use L, R, or Y. Then F and P, which are almost sounds the same, and I'm going to use H if not. Okay, and B and V. Okay, these are interchangeable sounds that we can use to sound out English words. So help us sound out English words. Okay, so why? Well, I like have kids, and they when we were kids, when we were learning sounds, we kind of like say them in a different how we pronounce them is different. Okay, so that's what uh I learned from my kids, and so that's why I'm going to use this so that we could like not adapt or not get other sounds or create other sounds, but use the traditional sounds that we use in the Filipino and in the Japanese. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you understand, okay, what I mean by sounding out the English words. Okay, so hopefully you understood those. And we're going to keep on practicing until we reach that fluency that we need to sound out the English word. Okay, so this is Marcus once again. Thank you for watching this introduction for our YouTube channel. And Please do comment if you want, and then I'll be seeing you on our next video. Thank you and bye bye.